All right, welcome to the stream. I'm Tandy. On today's stream, we are going to be playing Izzet ArtiWhack. This is an Izzet Ensoul artifact deck featuring Reckless Bushwhacker along with Gleeful Demolition to give us some burst damage, allowing us to go wide as well as tall. When I say wide, I mean lots of tokens, lots of little 1/1s and 2/2s, all attacking in conjunction to swarm the opponent. When I say tall, I mean putting your eggs in one basket, making one large creature. And this deck kind of does both. And one of the reasons why I originally wrote off this version a few weeks ago when I played a different build, we ended up going 5-0, but I was still very curious on how Reckless Bushwhacker would play. It seems like it adds significant increase in strength to some of your threats, like the Spyglass Siren, Voldaren Epicure, and Combat Courier. And while it does do that, it also allows you to play and utilize Gleeful Demolition, the powerful one-cost sorcery that lets you destroy an artifact, and if that artifact is yours, you get 3 1/1s. Now, you really need some way to utilize those 1/1s outside of just attacking and blocking, and you can do that a number of ways. The Boros Convoke deck does it with convoking those large creatures, and some other decks use it with Reckless Bushwhacker. And this one, since we're already playing a bunch of artifacts, is leaning into the Reckless Bushwhacker side of things in order to get full value out of the Gleefuls, but also to give a little bit of help to the other small creatures that we play. The 2 drops in the deck are where our serious strength is going to come in. Smuggler's Copter, the recent unban, has been a boon to strategies like this, giving you a very cheap threat that gives you the ability to loot away extra lands, as well as being a flying artifact and just something that doesn't die to most of the sweeper effects in the format. With that said, temporary lockdown still a problem, but Smuggler's Copter was banned for a long time because it did exactly what we're using it to do, and it's excellent. 4 copies of Shrapnel Blast. This is the thing we use to finish the game. We do a lot of chip damage with our early stuff, Spyglass Sirens, Epicures, things like that. And oftentimes Shrapnel Blast will be the 1 of or 2 of we throw at our opponent's face to close things out. Inti Seneschal of the Sun, a very powerful 2-drop creature that gives us the ability to discard some of these weaker 1-drops as the game progresses. The extra trample ability on it's really nice with Ensoul Artifacts. And being able to discard extra lands and play things off the top is really nice as well. Ensoul Artifact is the heart and soul of the deck, if you ask me. 2-cost enchantment aura that turns an artifact into a 5/5. If it's been in play for a turn cycle, then that creature can attack. And we do that oftentimes on lands like Darksteel Citadel. We do it aggressively on the blood tokens and map tokens from our 1-drops. And sometimes we even do it on Smuggler's Copter, because Smuggler's Copter being turned into a 5/5 still grants it flying. And so we basically get a minor upgrade, but we give it flying. And that can sometimes win the game in spots where nothing else would do it. The mana base is mostly blue-red dual lands, but we do have a couple copies of Den of the Bugbear, an Otawara, and a Sokenzan. The Otawara and the Sokenzan get juiced pretty heavily by the Intis existing. It's pretty good there. Sideboard, Spell Pierces to help fight some of the slower decks in the format, giving us something to side in over the Torch of Tower. Negate comes along with it most of the time. 2 copies of Unlicensed Hearse for Phoenix and other graveyard strategies. 2 Hazoret the Fervent for the attrition matchups that just have tons and tons of removal. Since it has Indestructible and Haste, it's very difficult for them to kill it, and we can empty our hand pretty quickly. 2 copies of Rampaging Ferocidon. This is mostly for a Amalia combo. 4th copy of Torch of Tower can come in against a majority of creature-based decks. And then lastly, 3 Running Volley to help out against Amalia and other white-based and blue-based creatures. We are a Giganta companion deck. We don't really have to do a whole lot to make Giganta our companion, which honestly is the reason why some people are not big fans of Giganta existing, because it's very easy to just make a Giganta deck. But this is ArtiWhack. Let's play League. We're going to keep, but I am not in love. I think I'm going to lead off with a Spire Bluff. That way I can force a tower if they play a creature. The turn 2 Smuggler's Copter currently doesn't have a way to get turned on, but that can change very quickly. Any artifact gives us demo into Copter. Then we can pitch one of our extra lands if we need to, or if they don't play something Where Torture Tower has a good target, we can discard that. Okay, so probably Phoenix. Let's hope they don't have Spell Pierce. Alright, technically something here for Ensoul, but I'm not sold on the Torch the Towers in the deck. I understand why they're there, and I understand what they do, but they often don't function with the rest of your deck. Alright, Inti's a great draw. We're going to go ahead and play that and crew the Smuggler's Copter. Oh, did I get Jawaried? Make disappear. Alright, we'll just play the stats. Jaeger. I could have demoed the Copter, but I think Copter is too important. Like, it's such a strong card that I don't think... A, I don't think it's necessary, and B, I think we can wait. I honestly think Torch the Tower might need to be Spell Pierce. This would be a spot where Spell Pierce would be excellent. So they're discarding Magma Opus. Alright, so... and Fire Impulse. Guess I'll just Shrapnel Blast and hope for the best. But no 1-drop in our opener, followed by just a bunch of weak stuff. Weak interaction is really what it's all about. And also, seeing Demo and Ensoul together, right? You see that it's putting a lot of stress on our artifacts existing. Alright, you win. Alright, negates Hearse, Pierce. Maybe Hazarat. Torch out. I like the Bushwhacker and Demolition parts. We got a lot of cards to bring in. 5 more. My gut says cut Shrapnel, but I think I might actually cut Demo and 1 Bushwhacker. Because they're probably going to have ways to, like, kill the artifact side target with Gleeful. The Bushwhacker part is pretty good in some spots, but it's... I don't know. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe Hazarat's wrong. I feel like they just have a lot of spot removal, though, and it makes that worse. Maybe a Shrapnel Blast coming out? Shrapnel Blast is a good way to punch through damage at the end of the game, though. Alright. Being tried 2 Lizard Blades and the other in Soul build. Do you have any thoughts on including that? Gives a double strike, right? That's kind of cool. That's my thoughts. It's kind of cool. I feel like it's just what 2/1, 2 cost 1/1 and double strike. Equip 2. Is it equip or reconfigure? It's a reconfigure, so the reconfigure stuff always really bothered me. Because if you target your thing, they can kill either side of it. And it'll invalidate the target. Which I'm not a huge fan of. With that said, the cards aren't like strong enough to have had a significant impact before now anyway. But it's a cool idea. I'll think about it. Alright, opener looks pretty good. Keep. I'm probably going to go for the turn 2 Ensoul and see if that works. If I draw another blue source, I may wait until turn 3 so I can play Ensoul plus Counterspell. That way we don't get hit with a Braid or whatever. But even if we do get hit with a Braid, we're still dealing 5 on turn 2. The only thing I'm really concerned with is Mystical Dispute or Spell Pierce. Alright, well, they do have the blue source sitting up, but I don't have another blue source to wait, so let's just put pressure on them. And the next turn we can go Spyglass plus Bushwhacker. Dang, they had it. I was hoping it was a Braid instead. That way we get to deal the 5 damage, because now I'm not sure that we actually have a viable plan of attack other than just 1-1 beatdowns, but I mean, they're a creativity deck that just went island, so. Alright, let's go Spyglass into Bushwhacker and see if it resolves. I'll probably board in the other Bushwhacker. They're looking pretty good here, even without the whatchamacallit. And this will be like a pretty good burst attack. Alright, well, Counterspell, stopping our first 2 significant plays. Hopefully next turn we'll get something to do with the Bushwhacker, but if we don't, we'll just go for some maps and hold up Spell Pierce. Boblé. Top card's Inti. Let's go Grave. I'm going to go for a land. Top card's another Inti. 3 Intis in a row, huh? That's cool. They discarded Spell Pierce and Thundering Falls. They found another red source, so they're going to attack and get a treasure, and then they can play Creativity, but their deck is like a Gearhulk Creativity deck, so the Spell Pierce here is not even that great. Kicking and screaming. Well, let's go for Epic here into Bushwhacker. Just max pressure on them, I guess. They have a 3rd counterspell for my 3rd payoff. We'll just keep pressuring the with flyers, I suppose. I don't know, man. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to get the Spyglasses up a little bit to turn them into relevant threats. Alright, Prismari command to make a treasure and kill. Alright, well, this is still a decent attack. Coming in for 4. We have Inti Spell Pierce. We got Shrapnel Blast off the top, potentially. Next turn, I'll maybe discard the Pierce if I don't have a good target for it. Like, I'm going to play the Inti, and if they do something I can pierce, I'll pierce it. But otherwise, I'll probably just attack and throw it away. A lot of people have been playing Prismari Command and Kolaghan's Command lately, which makes the prospect of playing this deck much weaker. The Phoenix decks all seem to be playing 2 Prismaris. This main phase Gearhulk on Prismari to kill Shatter. It's weird they're doing it now. Guess it's not that weird, but I don't think we can win anymore. They had the chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a pretty insane 5 turns. Alright, here for round number 2, we're going to be on the draw. Opener is decent. We got the Fabled Gleeful on Darksteel situation happening. Probably do that on 3. Or never. The worst is over. I think I play Spyglass because it's likely to be able to attack next turn. Whereas Combat Courier might not be able to attack next turn. Oh, playing against Greasefang? Dude, I haven't played against Greasefang in like a year. It's been a while since I played against Greasefang. And Would not expect to play against it very often. The Amalia combo is similar and much more consistent, I think. I think it's much stronger as well. Alright, we're gonna attack for 1, get in some chip damage. What's this song name? I think it's called The Worst Is Over. No, it's called Staying Alive by Cursive. Off the album The Ugly Organ, which is maybe my favorite album ever made. I would go see a concert that was just The Ugly Organ being played, and I would die happy because of it. Alright, well, we can just do all 3 things, so let's do it. Courier, and we'll just loot away the thing. Demo the Dark Seal just to get some tokens. Siren. Alright, now we're basically just sweating the Greasefang combo for the rest of it. We're just going to try to swarm them. This is another reason why I'm not sold on the goblins, like the demolition package, because right now it feels like the tokens just don't do anything. And obviously with Bushwhacker they can, but if we don't draw the Bushwhacker, these just sit, you know? Alright, duress on my Copta. But again, they looted, and again, nothing in the graveyard of note. Multiples of these are 1 toughness, so we'll probably ship in with the goblins. I'm not in love with it, but it is what it is. Shrapnel Blast to pick up. They might be dead. 3, 4, 5. Jaeger, come on, man. Come on. Come on. Start with the map. Put on a flyer. Top card, Torch the Tower. Stop, dude. Stop. Stop it. Alright, I think we just say no. Jaeger, can you please, dude? Please stop. Stop! Stop it! Alright, so we attack with everything. 3, 4, 5, 6 damage coming through. Stop! Stop it! Stop, Jaeger, please. I'm trying to work, dude. Alright, I'm just gonna discard the Torch the Tower. I don't know why I kept it on top. Alright, they're at 6. Or there's 7. I just miscounted. Alright, we'll just say go. Got Shrapnel Blast we can play. The outro on this song's insanely long. It's the last song on the album, though, so it makes sense. Jaeger, move over here. Alright, sit down. Sit down. Ugly Brutality, discard Traverse. Okay. They're gonna make me discard, so I guess we'll just shove on face. Back the map. Did they do all 3 or just 2? Oh, I thought that they made us discard. Was that not one of the modes? Thought I read it as one of the modes. Alright, Torch, Running Volley, Hearse can come in. This is a matchup where I think, again, the Bushwhacker stuff, not the best. But I feel like it's just the weakest part of the deck. I'll even 1 Bushwhacker. Like, all the other stuff seems pretty important. Even Combat Courier. You can make an argument that Combat Courier shouldn't be in here, but mostly this just feels like the Gleeful stuff shouldn't be in here. It just feels like it's the worst part of the deck. But that's what I thought the last time I played as well, and why I moved away from them in favor of more of the Ensoul artifact style cards. All right, great opener. I guess again we just go Siren because it's more likely to be able to attack unfettered. I'm gonna hold on to the Otawara if I can help it. They have 6. Should I have 6 chat? Should I have 6 back chat? Do you think they would? Probably not, but alright, I'm gonna have 6 back. Alright, opponent said accident. I believe him. Hey, get over here. Get out of here, dude. Jaeger's absolutely gonna ruin my life. He's gonna just step on F6 in a minute. Alright. So let's go attack for 1. And then we'll play Hearse, probably. Or Kitty. Dude, this Kitty's getting so much attention, you have no idea. Alright, top 5. They find the Greasy Boy. They don't keep it, though. So they kept the land. Alright, so now we have the Hearse for protection against the combo. Until they deal with the Hearse, they're going to be in a bit of trouble. If they take the Torch, they can make sure that their thing goes off, but the NT represents a lot of pressure they might not have a good answer to. Alright, let's go ahead and Hearse some stuff. Mostly we're just going to hit uniques and creatures. I think I'm going to start with uniques to turn off what you calls it. Come on, man. Come on, dude. Alright, so they do have the Terrace Under. Bro. I just don't want you stepping on the keyboard, that's all. Top card's a Torch the Tower. I think we just have 2 removal spells already, so let's just look for pressure. How did Combat Courier become the default? I think Ginger Brute might be better. More damage, better with the whatchalls. Well, we can't beat that one very easily. Well, that's one way we can beat it. Alright, we're gonna put him to 1. And this continues to be worse than Play with Fire. I'm gonna notate how many times this kills a 3 toughness thing. In this game, it's pressuring the Greasefang though, so it's not as bad as it looks. Raffine's Informant, okay. And get him some more life, gives him a chump blocker. They found the Parhelion. The Mana Confluences and Thought Seizes have really done a number on their life total, so that it's not even that hard to punch through. We're going to force a chump block on the Shieldred next turn, hopefully. I'm going to remove as many blockers as I can. Right now, as it stands, they're just dead on board. I'm going to go EOT, kill the Rafine, untap. If I draw a land, I can Otawara the Shieldred. Otherwise, I'll just force it to block. Witherbloom, dang. And a drain. Let's see, the Parhelion combo is 13 damage, right? If I had a blue source here, I would do this on upkeep. What are the odds that I just get Greasefang next turn into that Parhelion? I guess I can also draw a red source. I guess I can also find a way to force the chump. It's a weird one. Unfortunately, going to 13 just means that one Greasefang kills me. I think I have enough. I think I have enough outs where not doing it is good. It's fine. I still think it's probably worth it here to do this now. And I think it's right to just attack and put them to 2 so that their lands are worse. But if one of their cards is Greasefang, we just die. But that was the case. I mean, we could play Hearst, but then we're just losing to the Shieldred. Dang. Alright. Game 3. Rip. I think we probably win that game if we don't have to do the F6 back and forth. Them having an extra card didn't matter. I probably shouldn't have done it. Whatever. Get owned. Noob. Oh, Witherbloom command. Guess we'll keep. Spyglass Siren's been great. Spyglass Siren is the main reason why I want to do a blue-white version of the deck. I'm not going to discard here. Maybe I'll discard, actually. I'm going to discard the Combat Courier. I think the extra damage is worth, and it being in the graveyard is whatever. Next turn, we can discard the extra NT if they don't kill it. We also have 2 ways to play through the combo. Bye, Jaeger. Alright, so they're doing the land thing plus kill my map token. Alright, we're going to attack with both. I'm going to put a counter on the Siren. Maybe I should put it on the Inti. Put it on the Siren, though. The trample doesn't matter that much, but the extra counter on it might. And now we even get the land, which was desperately needed. So we can play Copter and then hold up a removal. I guess it desperately needed is incorrect. Felt needed. Alright, so we'll let the Parhelion start to come back. And then we'll running volley the Greasefang. And now the Parhelion goes back to hand. Alright, so let's crew. Alright, we'll attack with both. We'll start with the Copter ability. So we can loot at the land and then see if we want to keep anything. Alright, opener looks pretty good. We're going to keep. This will be a test to see if a raw demolition is any good. I guess we'll lead with a red creature. I'd rather the Spyglass stick around anyway. Epicure my die to removal. You always have to put your keyboard in your lap? Well, then he'll just try to get in my lap. He tried to jump in my lap earlier and clawed the absolute shit out of me on accident. We take him for little walks around the backyard, and there's a sitting post that he jumps on, and he tried to jump into my lap from the sitting post while I was sitting next to him, and he just clawed the absolute piss out of me. Jaeger, stop! Stop! Stop it! Stop! All right, we're gonna play around Jwari. Some of the decks are playing Jwari now. Gonna play Epicure here. If it gets countered, I'd rather that get countered than Spyglass. All right, it's free the Fae. They're gonna get Fire Impulse back. Excuse me. What happened to my music? I blame my wife. We share the same Spotify account, and this happened the other day when she was traveling. She accidentally opened Spotify and it turned mine off. All right, here's the phonics. Top card's another Gleeful. We'll graveyard it. 3 damage. No, I'll wait. They're unlikely to have a sweeper, so I think attacking is a bit worse than waiting 1 turn. Hopefully draw an untapped land. Hopefully it's Dark Soul Citadel so we can channel this. Bruise it up. Tandy the wife guy? Yeah, you're goddamn right. Always have been. Alright, so now we get in 5 damage for the Shrapnel Blast. It's 7 if we get the land for the Sokenzan. I think I'm going to play my Sokenzan because I have the Den of the Bugbear. I am going to go ahead and Shrapnel Blast while they're tapped out. I don't know if I'm going to get hit with a Spell Pierce or whatever, and I'd rather just put them low. Always keep them in a state of panic and fear. Maybe I should have done that pre-combat and got in 1 extra point off the courier. Maybe that was better. Alright, I'm just going to bounce the Phoenix and attack for 5. They could have some removal spells, but, you know, we're just losing some tokens, and putting the Phoenix back in their hand I think is fine. They actually don't have that many ways to loot anymore. It's basically just the Lightning Axe. I don't think putting the Picklock back in their hand matters that much, though. Maybe I should have just played Otawar and fired up Den, but it was just going to get killed anyway. They were going to take 2 no matter what. Now at least they have to play some shit to get back to Phoenix. And they just played a bunch of removal. Peter, you played this game yet? This is the Baldur's Gate soundtrack. Me and Callie added it to the playlist because of the vibes. Patient wait for a sale. Alright, all the cats gotta leave. Now they're fighting. I wonder if I should bring back Combat Courier. I'm going to bring back the courier, attack with all 3, see what they do. They can only kill 1 and block 1, so they're at least taking 1. I can torch the picklock just to clear it. Or I can wait for it to knock out the Phoenix at some point. Alright, we'll go ahead and kill the Prankster. We're going to save one of our tokens. Stratum Blast on top. We'll keep it. Alright, so they take 1 down to 2. I'm going to crack this and draw a card. Now, any artifact or artifact generator off the top is lethal. So they're going to need a counter spell if I draw 1. Alright, cruising. They're going to get back Phoenix for sure. 2 Arclight Phoenix coming back. Very scary. Beans is great. Yeah, I listened to about half of it. But I've watched the whole show, so I know most of the songs already. Alright. Spell Pearson, Torch Tower out. Person. I don't want Hazoret in. Four cards coming. I still think it's demo, man. I guess they're gonna have a bunch of Brotherhood Zins. And those might have to target artifacts instead of creatures. Usually creatures is good enough though, unless I have an Ensoul going. I'm trying just cutting Combat Courier, see what happens. I'm gonna keep Gleeful Bushwhacker in. I do think it's the worst card in the deck, but I don't want to just cut it every time because I don't know what to cut. So I'd rather just cut some other shit. Maybe I should just be cutting Inti because Inti gets clowned by all the 1-mana removal. Sorry about that, whammy. Yeah, get blasted. All right, this opener looks pretty good. All right, because I just think the first creature almost always dies, I'm going to lead with Epicure. I guess also I'd rather have the blood token be the Ensoul target now instead of the map token. The map token is quite good. The map tokens are a bit better than I thought, and I think that they are better than blood, but not by a lot. But I do think they are better. All right, we're going to make a 5/5 and Slam a Lamb. Whoa, Black Betty. Next turn we can Spyglass plus Shrapnel maybe. Don't want to attack with Epicure. I think they'll just freely block, and I don't think they're chumping. Hopefully we empty our hand quickly so our Hazoret can come down, and we already have our 4 lands lined up with a decent curve out, so I'm pretty happy. Axe Pitch Phoenix. 2 more things to bring it back would be disappointing. They don't even have 1 more thing to loot the Ledger Shredder. Interesting. All right, Mystical Disputes. I guess that's another reason to lead with Epicure over Spyglass. I guess next turn I play Hazoret. I'm hoping they just don't have a land here. Nice. All right, let's get Hazoret down. We can't attack with this turn. One of the reasons why I'm also not sold on Hazoret and a lot of these sideboards, you know, it's obviously going to be great when I can attack with it. But until then, you know, I'm kind of stuck with just this expensive thing. Something with a little more immediate impact guaranteed might be more desirable, but I don't know if that card would be. The fact that Hazrat is unblock or is indestructible is the thing that gives it the most juice. Also, in this matchup specifically, Phoenix being able to chump block it forever seems rough. Alright, so now they get back 3 Phoenix. I think I'm just dead. You know? Just dead. Things went real haywire real quick. We'll take 9. Alright, we'll just concede. Next game. Alright, let's bring back in the combat couriers. Gonna cut Gleeful, I think. Although maybe it's Bushwhacker. Maybe Bushwhacker's worse. Maybe just being able to make some tokens is pretty good. Fun to think about. Let's see. What if actually let's maybe trim all the inties for Bushwhacker. Whatever. Inti is an excellent magic card though. It's hard to cut, but it is at its worst against the 1 mana red removal. We'll keep this hand. Not the best, but it is what it is. Is a whacker better on the play? I mean, every card's better on the play, man. I don't know what to tell you. When you're an aggressive deck, well, whenever you're any deck, every card's better on the play by a significant amount. Especially when you're playing aggro, though. I think I'm going to play Spirebluff Canal in case I draw a land that enters tapped later. I can obviously play the Steam Vents, but if I draw one of the 2 Dens or one of the 2 Spirebluffs left in the deck, I'll regret it. I'm going to hope they don't have Spell Pierce. I'm going to play the Hearse. Oh, I should have played Citadel. Getting Hearse down makes the next few turns pretty easy, though. I'm going to just make a 5/5 here. It's indestructible, which is nice. I don't want to put it on the Hearse and attack. I think that's probably wrong. I also don't know how Ensoul works with Hearse, because Hearse is a star. We don't have to be too afraid of Cruise or Phoenix anymore until this is gone. And with this being indestructible, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to get that off the table as well. They should attack, yeah. I don't really even want to play Inti because I don't want to give them a good axe target or whatever. But I guess it's just something to play in case I draw my Hazards. Just gonna play Copter. I guess Shell's underplayed. Great card. Free the Fae. So it's gonna put 4. I can wait. They chose Treasure Cruise. I don't think that this. I don't think my hearse stops the cruise from happening. If they just play a land and cruise, and I don't even think I really even care about the cruise that much. Oh, they're just casting it. Excuse me. All right, so let's go. All right, so let's go demo here, and we'll crew both. All right, we lose the copter. Maybe attacking with the copter was wrong. I didn't want to allow for a double block, but maybe that doesn't matter. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and demo again. They get a loot, but they're at effectively 1 life here. I probably should have held this in case they have Brotherhood, but I feel like I'm gonna lose this game. I don't know how, but I do. I feel like I'm gonna lose. I don't know why. Old Treasure Cruise. All right. Well, they're not putting Phoenix into the graveyard, and they're not playing Brotherhood, so I think they're dead. We'll just wait for the Shrapnel Blast until the last moment possible. All right, I'm not going to crew the hearse. We're just going to attack now. And they'll likely be able to survive this attack, so we're just going to wait until their shields are down before we Shrapnel Blast. They're going to kill one of these tokens. Maybe 2 of these tokens go to 1. But as long as 1 gets through, we're just going to kill them when they tap out. I discarded an Inti just like a minute ago, though, so they cannot feel very safe. All right, couple torches, a copter, and a gleeful. We are going to keep, but mostly because we're on the draw and we have some time, and we have a couple ways to slow the game down with some torches. If torch ends up being bad here, we can maybe discard them with some smugglers later. All right, so humans of some kind, we have the answers. It's gonna kill it. I don't know. Maybe it's wrong. Doesn't feel wrong. Luminarch Aspirant. Recruiter! Alright, if all they do is play a bunch of 1/1s, that'll be great for my demo. Some copters in play. Good attack for 1, probably. I don't think that's that bad of an attack. But we might need to do some double blocking. I mean, we're talking about them as we go special, but long story short, I'm a big fan of the Ensoul stuff, not a big fan of the Gleeful Demolition stuff. I don't think that it's bad, but it just doesn't feel like it's doing enough. All right, well, we're gonna bush now. This is like letting us turn the corner a bit, but we're not even like threatening lethal. I mean, it's only turn 4, I guess, and we played some removal spells. Hard to ask for a better. So now anything that blocks is a trade. It's kind of my plan here with the Bushwhacker to send everything. We can hold back some stuff, but we're going to end up having a double block, so this presents the most pressure with the best trades. When they swing back, you know, it could be for half our life total, but then we can turtle up, attack with just Copter, hold back some stuff to block, maybe find some chip damage so that our Copter is lethal in a turn earlier than it should be or whatever. I have a 5.0 recently special with a glyph build. I think the glyphs are great. I haven't tried the new case, but the case seems cool. I like that it's a 1-cost artifact generator that has some other stuff attached to it. Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's like a week old now or so. But I've been posting up a bunch more stuff on YouTube lately. Well, mostly I've just been streaming more lately, so that ends up with more stuff on the tube. All that for no blocks. Is this dealing me damage going to matter at all? No. Hopefully not. Alright, there comes an attack for 11. I'm down to 7, but now I can just block forever. Are they just dead in play? No, they're just dead in play. Oh no, they have this. So whatever they target with the Gideon, I'll use that to crew. I don't understand. There's 6. This is the slowest I've ever seen someone play when they're 100% dead. Bring in some more removal. Counters are bad. Hearse is bad. Dawn is bad. Hazard's bad. This is just a pure racing scenario, but I have a couple ways to slow him down. Alright, I'm going to trust my gut. I still think the demo part of the deck is the worst part. I think Ensoul on a flyer is great, and Trap and Blast is necessary to close the gaps. I'm going to leave a couple demos just to generate some creatures, but I'm just not really feeling it. Guess I made a deep run in GP Flash Hulk? I'm sure there's a joke here. Go ahead. I actually didn't play GP Flash Hulk, but go ahead with your joke anyway. Oh, I was there. That was Flash Hulk? I was at that GP. I don't think that was Flash Hulk. I think that GP was the one where Jerry played a Lurin. Cedric did an interview with Evan Irwin. But yeah, that wasn't a Merfolk player. That was Yuya. Not Yuya. Who was that? Saito. That was Saito that got in trouble for that. And that was the weekend where he got inducted into the Hall of Fame. And then, or like a week before that or whatever. And everyone just made fun of him. All right, so they are black-white humans. We'll definitely offer the trade. All right, we'll just say go. Alright, we're just gonna kill the Thalia. They're gonna attack for 3. Nothing's gonna change. We're gonna go for Ensoul next turn. We'll probably attack with a combat courier too, since it's unlikely we'll be able to do anything else. Possible we should be holding back the Dark Soul Citadel to block for a turn, but the Shrapnel Blast draw really changes things for me. If they can put me within striking distance, I have to hold back like 1 Ensoul Artifact next turn, but... Okay, this is not within striking distance, and they're not even transforming the Kythian. So we'll take 6 down to 11. I'm going to put Ensoul on this, and then 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess we're very close to dying, so maybe I'll hold back Combat Courier. Okay, Inti is the Blade. We're going to attack with just the Dark Soul Citadel. We're going to pitch Steam Vents. Put a counter on it. Top card's a Copter. Can't play it. But now the Inti should shatter their ability to attack back, because they'll leave themselves dead to Darksteel Trample plus Shrapnel Blast. I was actually... Scooter, it's funny you say that. I was actually watching that match. I actually watched him pick up the Jace and read it multiple times. Alright, opponent is Blue-White Control. I don't think this matchup is that bad. It'll get worse if they have a counter spell on 2, but I'm going to start off with Copter, I think. Unless they tap out for something. I have to be worried about Lockdown, but then I can maybe Ensoul after. Yeah, I admired him too. It was a huge blow, honestly. Blue-White, well, might be able to hammer him. Now we're going to bust him up with this Ensoul. Stuck on land. Love to see it. The old deduce. I deduce that they're dead. I deduce, you lose. No! Fuck! Of course they have lockdown. Of course they have land lockdown. Of course. I love deduce temporary lockdown. It's the coolest synergy I've ever seen in my whole life. Worst draw possible? Yeah, I just don't think Gleeful should be in the deck special effects. I think it's a trap. Alright, let's just buy Jegman. We'll have something big to play once they play Verdict or whatever. Tapped land 4. Love to see it. I'm going to say go. So I think Wandering Emperor is probably going to come down here. If they make a token, we'll torch it. And if they exile, we'll Shrapnel Blast. Settle the wreckage. I'm not expecting Settle the Wreckage. Opponent's build is very strange. Put him to 2. We have 1/1 in play. We can maybe, if they tap out for Teferi, we'll go for like Ensoul on Blood Token maybe. But we also have the Combat Courier, so lots of love here. Alright, let's start with Ensoul on the Blood. Bring back the Courier. And now Shrapnel Blast should kill him from most spots here. No matter what. I thought about special, but I thought just like putting more pressure on the board was better. We just got to get them in the squeeze. I mean, it could have mattered though. It's more about just applying pressure when you can and leveraging your mana to increase your board status. I like the Bushwhacker demo in the matchup, so I'm going to keep them. We're going to cut the torches. And I'm going to think about these Hazrats, but almost all their removal exile, so I think I'm going to leave them out. And I think I'm actually going to not bring in the negate either. Maybe I have to. Maybe trim one demo. Everything's so strong. It's I mean, look, if we didn't draw the Shrapnel Blast, we still had him dead, right? And it's important to use your mana in such a way where you can threaten lethal at multiple junctures. And so by sacking the second courier there, we maybe can still threaten lethal with the double courier attack, but we're short on a land, which means our combinations of draws are a bit worse. I don't know. I think it's pretty close. You could also make the argument to just draw 2 cards instead of Shrapnel Blast there on one of them, but I just thought Shrapnel Blast was better. Alright, so we got the old turn 2 Smuggler's Copter, turn 3 Ensoul on a Darksteel. Hope it's good enough. Probably won't be. This is also maybe a mulligan. But because Lockdown doesn't take my Darksteel Citadel from me, I'm going to keep. Alright, maybe we play around Censor. No, not anymore. Alright, so now at some point when they tap out, we just get to go Gleeful Bushwhacker, and that's like a pretty strong sequence. Alright, I'm gonna go for Ensoul on the land. Play around Censor by paying the 1. March for 2. Dark Typhoon for 1. That's fine. March is pretty bad for us, because I think March can hit lands. It just says creature, artifact, or enchantment, and so it can hit the Darksteel. It's funny. March was originally the reason why Ensoul stopped being played, I think. Alright, let's attack for 5, see what they do. And then I'll just play a Copter, I think. I feel like Shark Typhoon is one of the coolest and most horrific cards ever printed. It's so cool and powerful and good, but it is extremely, extremely awful to play against sometimes. In this scenario, it's like obviously cycling to prevent 5 damage, right? Which is pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna go for a demo on the Darksteel. That way we can crew copter. I don't know if I'm going to bushwhacker. I might negate. Hallowed Moonlight. Straight up counterspell. Yeah. We'll try to negate. We can pay. I think if they censor, we'll pay. 5 damage, so we get 3 tokens and can crew copter. I think is worth. And now even if they have lockdown, we have another Ensoul for 5 to come across. I'll loot. Maybe you should discard Reckless. What just happened? What do you mean? I went for a Gleeful. It says, until a turn, a creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it instead. And so in response, I negated, and then my Gleeful resolved, and then I threw Copter and attacked. Yeah, I mean, I read it first. I had the same thought, though. I think I'm just going to attack. I'm not even going to crew Copter, because they showed me Settle the Wreckage last game. Alright, so I guess they'll just chump here. I don't know why they made it so big. I'll just go ahead and Shrapnel Blast them while they're tapped out. I'm going to sack Blood. Yes, Containment Priest does not hit tokens. That's true. Well, now if they have... Alright, let's go... No! I targeted the wrong one. Fuck! I meant to target this one, and if they had Counterspell, I was gonna Surge the Bushwhacker. Well, I'm still gonna Surge the Bushwhacker, but... Alright. Yay! Got him. Pop Clue. Alright. I would go for Spyglass. I'm gonna kick the Bushwhacker. And then I have to figure out how best to attack through stuff. Yay! 4-1. Okay, so here are my thoughts on the deck. These 7 cards are easily replaceable. Demolition Bushwhacker is essentially my least favorite part of the deck, and I was wanting to trim them and cut them after sideboard every time, and I purposefully did not in some instances to see if I was correct or incorrect. I don't think that the combination of Demolition Bushwhacker is bad, but I think it's antithetical to the core of the deck. The core of the deck being make a really big thing with Ensoul Artifact and attack. The prospect of going wide and going tall is rarely beneficial because you are often paid off through maximum redundancy rather than spreading your resources thinly in order to have multiple points of penetration through your opponent's defenses. I would look at builds that do not incorporate these 7 cards. I'm not sold on Torch the Tower in the main deck. I think it could easily just be a sideboard card. I am considering building a blue-white build of this with Michigo's Reign of Truth and 8 Thraben Inspectors to go with the Spyglass Siren. And I think that that could be a nice route. I'll probably want some glyphs in there as well. The new glyph that turns into a 5/4 has been pretty nice. Yeah, the torch is for Amalia for sure, Doctor, but it's not like Amalia is in every single one of your leagues, right? And so if you're main decking a removal spell in a deck that would traditionally not want removal, then what you're essentially doing is saying that I am trying to increase my percentage points against what I consider to be a bad matchup, but ultimately what you end up doing is weakening your core strategy and making your other matchups worse. I don't think that Torch is bad. I think that it's actively an excellent card. Like, I think that there are a lot of decks like and anyone playing like a Oni Cult Anvil deck or Rakdos Sacrifice deck likely should be playing Torch the Tower because it fits into that strategy. Your goal is attrition, and it is to contain your opponent's threats. But our goal is essentially using Torch the Tower to just clear the way or to give us a safety valve against some things that we have a lot of trouble beating naturally. And I don't think that that is the route you want to go. So my gut is saying that we cut these 10 cards and we fill it with things that are more aggressive and things that are more reliable. And I think Glyph is one of those things. Ginger Brute's probably one of those things. And if we do that, I think the deck will be a little bit smoother. We can maybe even cut a land and go down to 21. But I don't know that we need to do that because of Inti and Smuggler's Copter both giving us a bunch of extra looks at them. So that's kind of my thoughts on the main deck. As for the sideboard, the extra negate I think feels out of place. I think 3 Pierce for 3 Torch of Tower is a pretty simple swap in most scenarios and good enough. I think holding up 2 mana for negate oftentimes will be difficult. It was good against blue-white control, and so maybe having 3 or 4 counter spells, maybe having 5 counter spells. It's all, it's just about tweaking the numbers until what you get to what you feels right. I'm not sold on the Hazreds. I want something that costs 3 that's powerful. If we go white, that thing can be Wedding Announcement. Frostodon, Torch of Tower, Running Volley. This is a nice package for Amalia. We're going to lose that if we go into white, but we do get Portable Hole, which could be excellent against the Amalia decks. And it's an artifact, and we can find it off the 2-drop that looks in the top 4 cards. Forget its name. Anyway, this has been Izzet Ensoul featuring Reckless Bushwhacker and Gleeful Demolition. While I do think that they should likely be cut from the deck, it's a powerful combination, and they both work decently inside the shell, and plenty of people are having success with this exact build, and we went 4-1, so I am likely underestimating its true power. Thanks for watching. I'm Tandy. Make sure to check out our sponsors, Brainstorm Brewery Podcast. Brainstorm Brewery is a slice of life magic podcast featuring some really great hosts like my good friend Caslin. They also have some funny personalities like Corbin Hostler, DJ Card Garden, and Jason Alt. Also, make sure to check out Moxfield. Moxfield is where we post all of our deck lists. You can use Moxfield to create and share decks with your friends. Big thank you to Apex Gaming out of Caldwell, Ohio. Check out apexgaming.gg for info about their tournament series. The first event of 2024 will be a team open on March 2nd weekend. And then we were having the first open weekend for the Invitational Series starting April 13th. And so if that is something you want to come play in, I'll be there and you can come say hi to me. Check out apexgaming.gg for more info. Lastly, check out Games of Comics Paradise. Games of Comics Paradise out of Fairfax, Virginia is a one-stop shop for all TCG-related things, from sleeves, deck boxes, to singles. They got Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and now Disney's Wakanda. Make sure to check out our sponsor, Games and Comics Paradise. I'm Tandy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.